said that this is the 8-Bit Eric Show.
Hey guys, what's up? This is 8-Bit Eric, and today we are going to take a look at some of the Retro Duo Portable accessories and console. Now, Retrobit has come out with a whole slew of accessories and little knickknacks to play various consoles on one portable system. We are going to take a look at the RetroGen adapter, the RetroGen Super Retro Advance adapter, say that 3 times fast, and the wired Super Retro Controller Duo, as well as the RDP Retro Duo Portable version 2.0. So right away after unboxing this, I could tell there's a whole slew of stuff that looks pretty interesting. This is like a video game system, all-in-one, portable. Everything you would need to play the Retro Duo Portable is here, including a controller port, the adapters, the instructions, a thing to play NES games on it. But what surprised me the most about it when I checked it out is how durable the actual Retro Duo Portable actually feels in the hand. To begin with, it feels nice and solid and heavy. It doesn't feel as cheap as other portable consoles that I've played with in my lifetime. The screen is actually pretty big too, which is a plus. The buttons feel fantastic, the D-pad feels just right. Everything's laid out in a great way, and the trigger buttons are also very nice feeling too. They're not bulky and huge. But the one thing that I really like about it is that the actual feel of the plastic feels kind of non-slippery. It has a nice finish that you can hold on to and maintain your grip. The batteries go right here in the back. However, it is rechargeable, I think, or there's an AV outlet, I mean. So yeah, AV out. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at how this thing works. Let's try out Star Fox. Great game. Upon starting the game, you can see that the screen, despite the glare on my camera, is pretty good. For shits and giggles, let's try out Earthbound. So both of these games work beautifully. Now let's try the NES. With the adapter, it's pretty ridiculously huge. That's what she said, by the way. But let's go ahead and try out Mighty Final Fight. Great game. As you can see, the game looks amazing on this small screen. Pure beauty. Oh. For portable gaming on the go with NES and SNES game titles mostly readily available to work, we're great on here. I had no problems. All the games that I've tested out worked. Screen is nice. This is probably the best portable gaming system I've seen that plays retro games. So you might be thinking to yourself, what if I want to play this as a console system? You can, but how do you do it? Easy. You get the wired Super Retro Controller Duo. Well, this is 2 wired controllers that come in one pack, and it allows you to play these as if the Retro Duo was a console. So let's go ahead and check this out. Now these are the Super Retro Duo controllers, and there's 2 of them in the package. They're really light. That's the first thing I noticed about them. The plastic shell is not as durable as the Retro Duo Portable itself. It's actually a slippery plastic, so it feels that maybe it'll get a little bit sweaty, which I prefer the kind of, more solid material that the Retro Duo Portable was made out of, but these are still well built. It has the 4 buttons, Super Nintendo style layout with the trigger buttons up top. The plug, of course, is like the Super Nintendo. These go in the port that goes into the Retro Duo Portable, and they're rather cheap. I mean, you get 2 controllers for a pretty low price, and they're a great accessory for the Retro Duo Portables. The controllers, when plugged in, are very responsive. Even though I did say they feel a little bit cheap, they work perfectly. Buttons feel nice, and nothing is like sluggish. And it's a great thing that you are able to plug this in as a little side extra, as opposed to some of the systems either being wireless and it's kind of faulty, or they have the plugs somewhere very unnecessarily like inconvenient. So they did another good thing by having the adapter on the side. The Retro Duo makes a great console system. Setting up the Retro Duo Portable as a console is very easy. You just plug everything in step by step, plug it into your TV, and it works great, looks perfect on the screen, and sounds amazing. Most console systems like this that play games and are all-in-ones don't really work out that great, but I had no problems with the Retro Duo Portable. In fact, it even plays the Castlevania games, which a lot of these systems don't. And everything that had an FX chip or some kind of weird chip that usually doesn't work on these systems worked beautifully. So I'm very happy. Now let's say you had enough of your NES and Super Nintendo games and you kind of want to play Sonic the Hedgehog. Damn, it's going to be a real pain in the ass to set up your Genesis again and move the Retro Duo Portable out of the way. Or is it? That's why they invented the Retro Gen, which is a portable Sega Genesis adapter that is compatible with the Super Nintendo as well as the Retro Duo Portable. And you are able to play your Sega Genesis games on the Retro Duo Portable. So it's a 3-in-1 system essentially. Let's try out one of my favorites, Musha, on the Sega Genesis. The screen is perfect, the sound is awesome, and this game kicks so much ass. Now on to Contra Hardcore, another classic Genesis game. As you can tell, works perfectly on the Retro Duo Portable. The Sega Genesis adapter for the Retro Duo Portable worked fine. I did have trouble with the Genesis adapter a long time ago trying it on my actual Super Nintendo. It didn't work, but it worked perfectly on here. So I will take back some of the statements I said about the adapters. I have yet to have any of the adapters work on an actual Super Nintendo console. I don't know if it's because mine is just that old, but as far as how they work on the Retro Duo Portable, they worked perfectly. Okay, so you had your Genesis games, your NES, and your SNES. Let's say you wanted to go out on a whim and let's play something like the Minish Cap. Man, that's only Game Boy Advance. Shit. I don't have a Game Boy Advance that works anymore, so I guess I'm screwed out of luck. Or am I? That's why they made the Super Retro Advance adapter. Another adapter that is compatible with the Super Nintendo as well as the Retro Duo Portable that allows you to play your Game Boy Advance games on your TV screen. How freaking awesome is that? You can also play them portably, so you can have a portable console that plays a portable console's games without having that portable console. That's a lot of portable consoles. But yeah, so now you can play the great library of Game Boy Advance games. Unfortunately, my Game Boy Advance game is limited to stuff such as Dexter's Laboratory Chess Challenge. Yeah, but as you can see, it works great. Now, let's try to see if a Game Boy game can work. The Game Boy Advance player on the Retro Duo Portable worked beautifully. I wish I had a lot more Game Boy Advance games to play because I had so much fun plugging it onto my TV and playing it. Game Boy Advance games on your TV, perfect. The only other way you can do that is with the GameCube, but this offers a different alternative. Retrobit went above and beyond coming up with the concept of this, and the fact that they remade it and made a version 2.0 shows that they do listen to their consumers, which a lot of companies need to take note. The Retro Duo Portable, great system, definitely worth a look. I'm very satisfied with it, and that is a must check out on the 8-Bit Eric portable video game console grading scale, wherever that exists. But yeah, it's definitely worth a look. I enjoyed it a lot. Well guys, that's it for today. This has been the Retro Duo Portable 2.0 along with a slew of accessories. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below, let me know what you think. And stay tuned, I got a lot more coming your way.